Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. Today I'm just going to recap NFL Week 1, what happened on Thursday Night Football, Friday Night Football, and a whole day of Sunday Football. Alright guys, so as you guys know that NFL Week 1 happened this weekend. We had a Thursday Night Football game, a Friday Night Football game in Brazil, and we also had a full slate of NFL football on Sunday. And we also have a game tonight between the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to react to that one game tomorrow because it's just one game. But we're going to talk about all the other ones today. My record with predicting this week was 9-5. Not too bad, especially for week 1. I don't think that's too bad, considering week 1 has a lot of upsets. Texans and Colts, I predicted an upset there, almost right. Texans won that one. And then Steelers and Falcons, why would I even pick the Falcons? I don't know, they suck, but Steelers didn't score a single touchdown in one. Patriots and Bengals, my gut wanted to say Patriots were upsetting the Bengals, but I just said Bengals next game. So, yeah. Bengals didn't play good against New England. Obviously lost. Bears at Titans, I was almost right on that upset. I was almost right. Caleb Williams sucked. The Bears' offense sucked. But Tennessee's offense didn't do that great late in the game either. And then, obviously, my team, Carolina, not a great game at all. Talk about that. And then the other games, I got all the games in the 4 o'clock window correct. All of the night games of the week correct. And I also got one game correct in the 1 o'clock window, the Cardinals and the Bills. But anyway, to kick things off here, Chiefs versus the Ravens, Thursday Night Football, first game of the year. This one was a banger, as expected. It was close at first. Then Chiefs kind of ran away a little bit. Ravens fought back. They clawed back late in the game, and then it was this close. A little smaller shoe size for Isaiah Likely would have been a tie game, and Ravens could have won. They would have went for 2, so we don't know that, but it was that close to go into overtime. Patrick Mahomes looked pretty good. Lamar looked really good. He was like the only reason why the Ravens were in that game. But yeah, both teams played great. A lot of penalties, especially on the Ravens throughout the game. You already know people are going to say it's the Chiefs. They're going to call penalties for them. I certainly disagree with that narrative. I think people just don't accept that the Chiefs are a good team. They want to bash on the good teams. Won the last 2 Super Bowls, so people they're gonna act like they're getting favors. But statistics showed last year that Chiefs had more penalties, more than got penalties against them. But anyway, it was a good game. Really good team. I thought both teams played well. Isaiah Likely for the Ravens played really good. Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs played really good. Once again, I probably already said this, but it just doesn't make sense how the Bills give the Chiefs Xavier Worthy like that. It's one game, but still. You don't give a team that's been beating you almost every year in the playoffs the fastest player in the NFL draft, running a 4.21, fastest in combine history. Like I said, that was a good game. And, those teams could definitely meet down the road in the playoffs in January. Moving on in Brazil, we got Eagles and Packers. Now, unfortunately, at the end of this game, as we've seen, Jordan Love got hurt. It was with, I think, 8 seconds left in the game. Probably 6, one of the two. Very late in the game. Everyone thought he, could have tore his ACL, MCL in that area, but it turns out he's okay. He's still hurt, but it's not as bad as initially thought, which is good. We all want to see Jordan Love You don't want to see any player get hurt. Hope he's better. He's going to be out probably for a couple weeks at least. They're going to have Malik Willis start in his place, announced a few minutes ago. So hopefully Love is okay. But talking about the game here, I mean, Saquon Barkley stole the show for the Eagles. Eagles out of the gate, their first two opening drives were not good. Matter of fact, their first quarter football was not good. But after that, Saquon Barkley, he had 3 touchdowns, I believe, and they played really well. Both teams fought back. Both teams fought hard. Really good game. Obviously, I watched both these games, Chiefs and Ravens and Eagles and Packers. Really good game. Eagles, there was no defense at some points in that game. Jaden Reed had 2 touchdowns. A.J. Brown hit over 100 yards. It was a really good game. Jalen Hurts, though, he didn't look great. He looked good, but he did miss some throws. Some very, very ugly picks. I think he had 2 picks. Jordan Love, too. I don't remember if he threw a pick. He might have threw 1, but some throws were inaccurate. But, it's part of the game, especially early in the season. You can't overreact to week 1. Rather, a team did really good or really bad, a player did really good or a player did really bad. You can't really react. Do you think in 2 weeks the Patriots are going to beat the Bengals? No. Or in the playoffs? No. But, like I said, 2 good games to start the season. I really liked, how the offense scoring in both games. I really like how too they both came down to the final drive of the game. Like I said, for the Ravens it came down to this much on the out of bounds, and Green Bay and Philadelphia came down, to Packers were 50 yards away. This is gonna be rough to talk about. Panthers at the Saints. I see all the jokes on the media, see all the talk about Bryce Young, about all that. 47-10. Obviously, I watched the whole game. I watched every game, but that was just that we got kicked. That was not a good game at all. Couple positives, I will say. We had a few players look really good. Mike Jackson, a corner we just got from Seattle, he looked really good. He had 8 tackles. Shaq Thompson, went sideline to sideline, 10 tackles. And it was just announced today that Derek Brown might miss the whole season, if not most of the season, with a torn meniscus. So that doesn't make much better. Brown's our best player. Hope he's good, gets better. But about the game, it just wasn't a good game. Our interior line played good. I don't think, for the most part, it was a coaching problem. Not just Canales, like the whole. I don't know what happened on defense. I can't give you an answer for that. I looked at some clips. I just don't know what happened with the defense at all. Saints had like 8 drives where they scored in a row. They didn't really punt the ball at all till late in the game. Just wasn't a good game defensively, and then Bryce Young didn't have a good game at all. I'll admit that. Threw 2 picks, one right on the first play of the game. He tried to hit I think it was Deontay Johnson. Could have been Adam Thielen, but he tried to hit Deontay Johnson on a little cross slant, but he overthrew it. And then the next pick, a couple plays after the second half started, just sailed one too far for Thielen, and it was picked off. But You know, wasn't a great game, but I still believe we're a good team. We just had a bad day. I believe we'll bounce back. That's not going to be how our season goes. It's not going to be how Bryce's season goes. None of that. It was a bad game. You know, we got basically a whole new team, whole new coaching staff. Takes some time to play together, but obviously, not a great game to start. But that's not going to define us. That's not going to be how we play at all. And I think we're going to learn from that, bounce back from that, and play better. Keep pounding. This game, Texans and Colts, obviously the Panthers game was on during these 1 o'clock games. So, I looked at, on commercial breaks, I checked out Red Zone for a minute. At halftime, I checked out Red Zone for a few. Panthers was the last 1 o'clock game to finish. But, from what I've seen, seemed like a good game. It's pretty high scoring. I forgot what the score was, but I know it was a good game. Anthony Richardson is either Patrick Mahomes or Daniel Jones. There's no in between with him. CJ Stroud balled out. It was a good game, good win for the Texans to open up the season divisional game. Steelers at Falcons, I mean, damn. I feel bad for people who bought tickets to this atrocity. I mean, I told you guys it was going to be a bad game. Steelers don't have an offense, and apparently the Falcons don't either. Just this week, not in general. Well, could be in general, but especially the Steelers, and probably the Falcons. But just this week, Steelers kicked, what was it, 6 field goals and won the game. It was 18-10, right? 6 field goals and won the game. Not much to talk about there. Is defensive game. It was 2 terrible offenses versus 2 good defenses. Cardinals at Bills. Cardinals were in the same boat as the Titans. They had it. They strip sacked Josh Allen on the first play of Buffalo's offensive season. They had Buffalo right where they wanted them. It was like 17-3 at half or something like that. Same with the Bears and Titans. They got to finish those games. Bills came back. Titans beat themselves, allowing the Bears to crawl back. I mean, the Bears they didn't score a single touchdown on offense either, didn't they? They got a field goal. Titans finished with 17 points. Bears got a field goal. They got a punt block for a touchdown, which made it 17-10. And then what'd they do after that? Did they get an offense? Yeah, they did. They got a swing pass, I believe it was. A simple 5-yard swing pass for Caleb Williams. That was a touchdown. That tied it up, and then on the last play, or not the last play, there was like 7 minutes left. Will Levis throws a terrible pick six, but, Bears didn't do much at all till late in the game. And you got to play 1-4 if you want to win in the NFL. Patriots and Bengals. I knew this could be an upset. I know on the video I said Bengals move on, but I feel like, this could have really been an upset, and it was. Bengals always struggle in the first few games of the season. They're known to do that. The last few seasons, Burrow struggles till week 4, and then he just turns into Joe Burrow. So that's probably what's going to happen again with the Bengals. They're still going to be a good team. They just didn't have a good first game, but, like I said, week 1, a lot of upsets happen. It takes some teams some time to gel when you get new players, new coaching staffs, so it takes some time to gel for these teams. All right, now we move on to the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Giants. One of the only teams to not score a touchdown this week. They were bad, as expected. Daniel Jones, bad. Malik Neighbors couldn't save them. Giants, bad. Vikings, They played good. They didn't play a good team, but they still played good. Darnold didn't do too bad. Doesn't mean he's going to be a good quarterback. But, just Giants are terrible. Vikings pancaked them. That was kind of expected. Broncos at Seahawks. Holy cow. The Bo Nix hype after this preseason. Yes, it's one game, but wow. I mean, how much they hyped him up for him to throw like 140 yards on 45 attempts is absurd. Seattle, played good to my knowledge. At the 4 o'clock window, I watched the Cowboys and Browns. But, Seattle at home got the job done over Denver. That was a close game, though. Cowboys at Browns. This is the 4 o'clock game I watched. Cowboys whooped the Browns. Browns offense had no answer. They did nothing, and I mean nothing, to the Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons had something against Deshaun Watson, which I'm not surprised. But no, seriously, Micah Parsons was putting pressure every play. They didn't stop him, and they didn't stop the Cowboys defense. Watson's pass protection was bad. The receivers didn't generate much separation on some plays, and Deshaun looked bad. He looked rattled. Cowboys offense looked pretty good. Dak looked good. CD had like over 100 yards, I think. I know it was a high amount. Had a touchdown, I believe. He had some good catches. Elliott played good at running back. Ferguson was doing good till he got hurt. Cowboys played a really good game against a good team in the Browns. Commanders at Bucks. This was a whooping, I believe. Based off the score. I didn't watch it. Jaden Daniels scored 2 rushing touchdowns in his debut. Happy about that for them. Bucks, first game of the year. Baker Mayfield cooked, got the job done. Raiders and Chargers. Chargers ran the ball more than they threw it. I believe they got more rushing yards probably than they threw it. They ran the ball, won the game. As expected, Chargers are going to be a dangerous team when they do that. I'm looking forward to the matchup with the Panthers and Chargers next week. Rams and Lions. This was a really good game. Lions won overtime, first overtime game of the year. Congratulations to both of those teams of that honor. It was a good game, back and forth. Rams took the lead in the fourth quarter. And then in overtime, Lions said, let's stop playing around, and went right down the field. Montgomery had a good run in overtime. Rams did not stop Aiden Hutchinson. Obviously I watched the whole game. That was the main problem for the Rams. Red zone, how they played in the red zone, and not stopping Aiden Hutchinson. They didn't play good in the red zone. They didn't stop Aiden Hutchinson. That's why the Rams lost. And, I know they had their third and fourth option at tackle, but they did not stop Aiden Hutchinson at all. Stafford played really good. Still one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Goff played good. Jameson Williams had a career game. Almost forgot to mention that. Gibbs and Montgomery did good. Excuse me. That was a good game, though. First game to go to overtime of the season. Probably first of many. I thought it was a good game. Went to overtime, obviously, like I just said. Now, tonight, we got the 49ers and the Jets. Niners are home. Yeah, 49ers are home. That's going to be, I think, a good game. I think the Niners are going to win that one. But let me know what you guys thought of week 1. My record this week was 9-5. Wasn't bad. Pretty good for week 1. Going to have a better record next week. I'm going to keep track of my record. I'm going to finish over 500. Let me know what you guys thought of week 1. And you know what? If you guys want, I can drop a TikTok tonight or a tweet or something, you guys can drop any takes you have about week one, and we will reply to them. All right? Drop any takes you guys have about week one, and we will reply to them. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, let me know what you guys thought about week one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.